And I think the first thing to realize is that you should have different ball positions for these different clubs in our bag. And the reason is, if I laid out your clubs right here and I started with your sand wedge down here and the driver's on this end, so I just have them like they're on a rack at a golf store, just laid out, you can see they progressively get longer. Hey everyone, we're going to talk about how to get proper ball position in golf. I'm going to give you a couple effective ways you can practice it on the driving range, and then some hacks to help you get it properly on the golf course. But before we get to that, if you're enjoying this free content and you'd like to see more, please support us by liking, subscribing to our YouTube channel, which will notify you when we have new videos, and comment. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is ball position. We've got our grip. I'm in a good athletic posture. Now, how do I know where I need to put the ball in my stance given the different clubs that are in my bag? And I think the first thing to realize is that you should have different ball positions for these different clubs in our bag. And the reason is, if I laid out your clubs right here and I started with your sand wedge down here and the driver's on this end, so I just have them like they're on a rack at a golf store, just laid out, you can see they progressively get longer. And so I need to adjust my ball position for the length of the club. So what I'm going to give you is a baseline that I start all my students with. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, we go to a PGA Tour event, we see some players like it a little bit back in their stance, some like it a little bit more forward. But I think this baseline I'm going to give you is a good start, and then you can make it your own. You know, maybe you like it a little more back than what I suggest, maybe you like it a little bit more forward. So the baseline that I suggest with my beginner students is 7 through sand wedge. I like to see right in the middle of the stance. The 6 iron, which is a little bit longer, I'm going to put just in front of middle. By the way, middle of your stance is going to be belt buckle, buttons on your shirt, your nose. 6 iron, I'm going to play about a half a ball in front of that. 5 iron is going to be a half a ball in front of that. By the time I get to my hybrid, I'm up off my left ear. Fairway woods, I'm going to play up off my left heel. And then the driver, I'm going to get up off my big left toe. And that might be a little forward for some people. And again, make it your own, play with it. Where do you hit the ball most solid from? That's what we're looking for. So as far as a drill, or what I like to do when I'm teaching students, is I'll put an alignment stick down to help them aim towards a target. We're going to get into aim in just a second. Then the next thing I do is I'll make a tee out of it. So I'll put another alignment stick perpendicular to that target line, and then I'll just have them use that as a reference point to get the ball where they need for whatever club is in their hand. And when you get to the driver, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just have the student step on this alignment stick to make sure it's more forward. Now, one other way you can consistently get your ball position, and I grew up and I played high school golf with a friend who to this day still does this, is you can start with your feet together, and if I want the center of my stance, I'm going to step them out equidistance, and that ball's right in the middle of my stance. If I'm hitting driver, I can start with my feet together, again pointed at the golf ball, and just step my right foot back. And now that ball is forward in my stance. So, a good baseline there of where you should play the ball in your stance, or a starting point. And then a couple drills to make sure that you get it where you think you have it when you're practicing and playing. So now you understand ball position. You have some drills that you can practice when you're on the driving range to help you get the proper ball position, and then a very effective way for you to make sure you have the right ball position while you're on the golf course. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, there are 2 more playing here right now that I promise will help you to continue to improve your game. And remember, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment.